Hey, good morning, everyone. It's about 7 in the morning here. Saturday, August 4th, and we are at the beginning of tomato harvest season. So it's going to be getting busy here in the next week or two. Really, the next month as everything's starting to come due. As you kind of saw on the thumbnail, we got some nice ones. Got this another really nice true black brandy wine that I'm going to be saving seeds from. This may have crossed with another tomato we're growing called Dester. And the reason I say that is because of the profile of the top here. The other black brandy wines I've grown, the kind of not that shoulder that's on there, but maybe not. I mean, everything else looks true to type for sure, and it looks fairly similar, so it just could be chances are it's fine, but it should be a really good one. The more interesting variety this year has been a cross. I planted a bunch of Dester tomatoes and in San Marzanos, and planted 2 trellises all the way down, about 45 feet long each one, separated by about 5 feet. And when these started growing, I was like, what the heck? You know, these are not Dester tomatoes. And what it was is they've cross-pollinated. So I've got a series of plants, not all of them for sure, but about in the middle of the trellis there, where I've got my Desters planted and where I have my San Marzanos. They've cross-pollinated different parts of that branch. In fact, I don't think, maybe I've pulled one Dester tomato. So fairly interesting. Pulled about 8 of these now, and actually pretty decent flavor. They're not as sweet as the Dester, you know, as far as like a sandwich tomato, but still a pretty good tomato. Got really like classic tomato taste that it gets from the San Marzanos. So interesting. Got an interesting weekend lined up. My old college roommate is in town with his family, stayed with us, and so I imagine the kids are going to be waking up pretty soon. Gonna make some pancakes, kind of hang out, catch up. It's kind of neat. It's been probably about 3 years since I've seen him, hung out, so it's been good to catch up with him. My in-laws got a big garage sale going on, so my wife and one of my daughters are over there kind of helping get that all set up. So we're going to get rolling here, but anyway, I thought I would jump on the live stream, just kind of show you some of these tomatoes and kind of go from there. Probably in the next, the next week, the sauce tomatoes, we'll start getting a few of those, and I have gotten some of the San Marzanos, and then we've got another one. It's Italian paste that we're growing, and we'll be making probably just classic sauce with that, or an unseasoned sauce. The other thing we're thinking about doing with them is making tomato soup. We found a really good recipe that we tried this past winter, so we'll be making up I think a big batch of that, and canning that. That'll be pretty handy to have this winter. And then as the other tomatoes start coming in, probably do some salsa. Usually try to do a couple batches of that about mid-August. So that should be pretty good, and it's kind of fun doing that. One thing, talking with my buddies' wife, we were out at the garden. I was showing them things yesterday, and they were showing me a pretty easy way to get the skins off the tomatoes. And apparently what his wife does is she'll freeze them. They'll just put them in the freezer whole, and then take them out, and then as they are as they're thawing out, then she can run them under water, and the skins, she can get the skin right off. It'll peel right off, as if she blanched it. So you kind of, what she was telling me is you kind of skip that whole step of having to blanch the tomatoes. So that's kind of interesting. We may try that with a batch of them and see how that turns out. So, is there anything else we want to talk about? I can't think of anything else this morning. But, so I guess that's it for now. Till next time. Happy gardening.